I wanted to talk with you in this series about dialogue because dialogue is super important. And if you remember rule number one, boop, dialogue and action drives the story. And so dialogue is 50% of that. And you need really good dialogue that's going to be really exciting and add conflict and add tension and all that kind of stuff. And I found some ways. I've read some books. I went to some workshops. I learned from two great authors about that was Stephen James and Robert Dugani, super popular, super successful authors. And I learned a lot about how to do dialogue. And so I wanted to share with you some of the things I've learned. And so, first of all, we're going to start with rule number five. Let's put it over here. Rule number five. Boop, there. Okay. And rule number five says make your dialogue sound real. I've noticed when I've read a bunch of books that authors will write, I am going to have a drink. And for me, I don't really talk like that. I am going to have a drink. I would say, I'm going to have a drink. And that's what I would write in my dialogue. Also, I've noticed many authors avoid contractions in dialogue. They'll say, I will not step on that bomb, where I would write, I won't step on that bomb, because that's how I would say it. And I try to write the way I say. So that's one of the rules I have for dialogue, and I think it's important to make the dialogue sound authentic and real. Now, that being said, there's always a number of reasons why you'd want to break that. And in my books, I break that right away. When I have zombies talk in my Minecraft novels, I've decided early on to make it so that zombies never use pronouns. They never say I or we or you. They always refer to themselves in the third person. So if the zombie in my current series of books, Erlon, would say, I want a hot dog, he would say, Erlon wants a hot dog, or he would say, this zombie wants a hot dog. He would never say I. One of my books, and I think it was Last Stand on the Ocean Shore, I had the zombies doing the same thing. I stuck with that. But then the zombies learned something through an appreciation of art and community. They've learned that they're as important as the group, that the individual is important too. And these zombies started using pronouns. And you saw that at the end of the book, because that was part of the character arc, that the zombies changed how they spoke. And I did that on purpose. The zombies in the Farlands books that I'm writing right now, they never say I or we. They always refer to themselves in third person. And that's just one of the characteristics I wanted to do to make zombies sound different from other creatures. I also, if you've read my books and you know how spiders talk, I decided I wanted spiders to sound differently. And so I extended the S's. So if a spider was going to say, I must go to the store, you can see the text here. Let me put the text up here. There. Okay. They would say, I must go to the store soon. I wanted all those S's, so maybe it sounds like a snake or something spooky. I didn't appreciate how hard that was to type. It's really hard to type, and spell check always catches those as wrong, even though they're right. But if I have a spelling error in there, it's hard to tell because spell check catches everyone. So I got to be careful about it. So, but I go and I make it so that people have the different monsters, spiders, and zombies have different characteristic ways that they talk. I might have somebody who's really wise never use contractions, and the people around them do, just to set them apart from everybody else if I want to make their writing, their dialogue very distinctive. I've never tried to do dialects, like if somebody's from the South, they speak differently. I don't know how you write that, and I wouldn't try it. You know, somebody from Australia or England, they sound different to us. I wouldn't try to write it so they sound different because I think that's very difficult to do, so I would stay away from that. But I always try to make the dialogue sound real. Readers will see it when it sounds fake, and they'll disregard it, and that's a problem because dialogue is really, really important in your story. So listen to how people talk around you and then try to write your dialogue in the same manner. And I bet that'll help. And that's rule number 5. Thanks. Bye.